What's going on, people? So, last night I did a little unboxing over on like the Instagram live, right? Because I had a couple boxes of shoes, so I just wanted to see what was all in all the boxes and stuff and talk to some people while I did it. So, now that I've got all those out, I'm gonna start working my way through the reviews over the next few days or whatever. Now that school is kind of done for like a month or two, something like that, I should have some extra time to be able to kind of get through these a little quicker than I was in the past. Because, I mean, it's the middle of November now, and this is my first time actually sitting down to record anything. All the other stuff you've seen over the last like week or two was probably recorded like a month ago, like a full 4 weeks ago is what I'm saying. So it happens, right? Sometimes you got to do stuff that actually matters and not YouTube. It's just how life works, right? But anyway, so looking at the side of the box, there's that for you, right? Looking at a pair of Asics here, a pair of Gel Lyte 3s to be slightly more specific. Now, these right here, I don't know a whole lot about them, right? I just saw them and I was like, oh, well, these are kind of cool. I kind of think that's a pretty decent look, right? I debated it for a long time though, because I've been looking at these for like probably like 2 months or something like that, just telling myself, should I get them? I don't know. I have a lot of Gel Lyte 3s. How many more do I really need? But obviously, I decided to just go ahead and pull the trigger because why not, right? So now here we are to talk about these right here. As you saw on the side of the box, this is the Asics Gel-Lyte 3 in the some kind of Japanese denim colorway. But according to the side of the box, it said Metropolis. Metropolis. Isn't that where Superman's from or something? But anyways, so that's what we're here to talk about, right? Now, like I was saying, real quick before we go getting on into this, was Okayama Denim, right? So you got this little tag on this particular shoe. So there's that, and then I'm flipping it around. It's got some words on the back side there. So I'll leave the picture up for, well, it'll be up there long enough for some people to read it. But if you're not like the fastest reader, that's why they have pause buttons, I guess. So you could do that. But anyways, so let's go ahead and get on into this so we can get things moved on. I got a lot to do in a little while, and maybe you guys have stuff that you should be doing right now, right? So this way you can get on to it. Down across the bottom, what you're looking at down there, nothing too crazy, but it is a gum outsole, and I do like that, right? It's one of the things that kind of pulls me in from time to time. Switching over here to the midsole, though, that nothing fancy about it. It's just the same color as the rest of the shoe. So simple stuff. Now, giving you this quick overview of like the whole shoe or whatever, you can kind of see that there's not a lot really happening with this. Like once you've kind of got a glimpse of it, you get it. The one thing that threw me off was that I thought they were going to be a slightly different tint, I guess you could say, from the pictures, but in person I actually like them more than I did in the picture, so that's cool. Anyways, there's your pictures, and so you kind of have an idea. Now let's talk about them, right? Down here around the toe box, right, where you have like the darker color, that's going to be a pretty nice feeling leather, so I do like that. Asics does pretty well with the quality and all that stuff, so definitely get your $120 worth, which is where I ordered these straight from Asics. Now, looking over here at the top of the toe box, there you have some of that denim that they kind of talked about, right? And it's a pretty nice feel, it really is. So there you have that. Moving back on the siding and all that, you're going to see the same general theme as the front. A lot of leather and a lot of denim, right? So the leather is going to be making up the actual Asics logo thing, and then the denim is just going to be behind that. So nothing you couldn't have seen for yourself, but if I'm going to show you a picture, I might as well talk while I show it to you. Moving back to the back end where the heel cups are and all that stuff, right? So there you have more of that nice leather that you saw on the front piece and the middle piece. The only difference is like when you come all the way around to the back, at the top area, you do have this kind of a leather gum sort of color, like the tan sort of color, with gel on the inside there. And then you've got more of the denim above that. And also while we're back there on the outside, you are going to have the Gel Lyte 3 logo, or excuse me, the Gel Lyte 3 stitching on the side there. Got this nice little patch for whatever reason. Kind of gives it a nice premium feel, which is a cool thing, especially when they don't give you that premium price. So that's nice. Now, moving back over here to like the front of the shoe and all that good stuff where like the laces are. So down here, like outlining the laces, you have like these patches of the denim, and it's a little bit frayed around the edges, which you probably saw earlier. So now you can just see it a little bit closer, right? And then over here on the inside, you have the typical laces, right? Now these laces, they do have a slight little glossy film to them or whatever, kind of feels a little plasticky, little waxy, kind of like I think it was the Katamatsu pack Gel Lyte 3s. Either way, you got that going on. It's not terrible, but I don't like it. And so moving on past that, onto the inside here, as I always say, the Gel Lyte 3s are a multi-layered shoe because you have that outside piece, which you kind of saw, and then you have the inside, kind of like Hirachis and stuff, right? Now on this side, on the outside, you do have another little stitch piece on the inside like you had on the outside. This one, it just says Asics, but it's the same style as what you saw on the outside where it said Gel Lyte 3. So that's pretty much that. And it's going to be laid out with the denim and all that good stuff, but it's going to feel a little better just because it's padded in that area, whereas the outsides are not always so padded, especially like this piece is just like a firm piece of whatever that material is. So don't think that the denim look or anything is going to detract from like the overall feeling of the shoe, but we'll get back into that later. For now, let's jump onto the inside, see what's going on in there. So the Asics insole right there, white with black text, or maybe it's like a dark gray. No, I think it's black. Either way, you got that. And then as far as the insole, see, not the insole, but as far as like the sock liner and stuff goes, it's got this sort of a towel-like feel, like cotton or whatever. So it does feel nice when you're wearing them though. But as you can see, it's not going to be quite like the standard thing you might expect from all Gel Lyte 3s. So like I said in my Air Max Plus video, different ones have different materials. So if you're going to buy a pair of these, there's a lot of information that I'll talk about that is kind of the same across them. But when it comes down to the materials, that's when you might want to take a closer look. You know what I'm saying? But otherwise, there's that for you. Not a whole lot else to say. So we're just going to move on. And now that we've covered the whole visual piece, I'll do the personal thoughts, then we'll do the sizing, and then we'll leave. Personally, right, as I said in the beginning, they looked fine in the pictures. I was cool with them, right? Cool enough to kind of contemplate buying them for a while. And now that I actually have them in hand and I look at them, they look just a little different from the picture, but better, right? So I'm actually kind of happy that I bought them, you know what I'm saying? Well, happy is a strong word, but I'm very content with it, you know? More content than I'd be if they looked exactly like the picture. Though I still thought the picture was fine, it's just sometimes things look better when you actually see them. Anyway, so looking at them up close and seeing some of the detail, past just the color, because that's what I'm talking about. Seeing some of the detail and stuff on here and seeing like the quality of the materials and all that good stuff up close, this was definitely worth the price of admission. I was considering going back and getting the other pair, but then I looked at it again today and I'm pretty sure I'll be passing on that. It looks a little too blue, you know? But these right here, though, the ones we're actually looking at, I gotta say, like, especially for the price that Asics charges on their shoes, this is a pretty good deal, you know? And even though I'm not as big of a fan as some might be of like the shoes that are just overall largely one color, there's a slightly different shade in here between like the leather and the denim, so that makes it okay. And then with a little bit of this here brown for the patches, that just puts it right where it needs to be in my eyes to give it just enough of a variety of color that it's okay. So all in all, yeah. I'm cool with these. Definitely cool with these. So if you're looking at buying them or whatever, I mean, maybe consider some of that, what I just said. If you're not on board, you're not on board. It doesn't really matter, right? There's probably going to be some other stuff that you do like, so just buy the other stuff, right? You don't need to buy everything. Anyway, so now that we've gone and done that, we can talk about the sizing, the comfort and stuff. Now, I buy all my Gel Lyte 3s in a 9.5, largely because I buy all my shoes in a 9.5 since my foot is a 9.5. What that means, it's a true to size fit. Now that's how I feel, right? Some people do go up a half a size because they like the tongue area to close cleanly, right? To me, I don't have a problem with it at the normal true to size, and just to make sure it is closed up, usually I can just tighten the laces just a little bit and that'll bring it together enough without like choking my foot or whatever. So that's what I do. But I don't know what the availability is like on these in your average store. I've never seen a pair of Asics Gel-Lyte 3s in any of my local shops, but I think they just don't carry them for some odd reason. But They do have a generous return policy, so consider that if you're not sure what to do. Anyway, so past that, right? Past the sizing and all that good stuff. Comfort of these, the upper comfort, solid, right? It is going to be a little bit different than the standard Gel Lyte 3s because it's different materials. The denim, I'm not sure how it's going to do with breathability overall, and it's starting to get a little cooler nowadays, right? So I can't really say. But I do have some concerns, and I'm not going to lie, right? It seems like it's still going to be overall breathable. They've got some nice perforations on the side. Maybe you saw that in the Asics logo. But it's still something to consider, right? But for a look, can't go wrong with that. And then even down here with the midsole, while it's not anything that's competing with like the Boost or the Light Strike or whatever, it's still really good considering it's like 30-year-old technology, right? So if you're, again, looking for a cheap all-day wear shoe that has a pretty good look to it because you've got like a million colors to choose from, this right here is definitely something that I would say to consider, right? If you find the colorway that's right for you. But yeah, I think that kind of just covers about everything that I need to say about these. Lightweight, comfortable, breathable usually, probably with these as well too. Yeah, good stuff. And that's that, right? So, I think there's nothing else left for me to say. I could plug that live that I'm going to be doing. By the time you see this, that will have been like days, maybe even weeks ago, so whatever. Instead, I'll just wrap things up. From me to you, have a nice rest of your day or rest of your night, whatever it is, wherever you are. I'll be back doing other reviews and stuff over the next however long. Videos will be trickling out once in a while. You'll see a little short once in a while as well. Watch those or don't. I honestly don't care. But for now, I gotta go do stuff. So, later people.